right, we want heal on block and RMR. I don't actually care what base you go on at all. I give zero shits about the other rolls. If it gets life, great. If it gets life regen, great. If it gets int, whatever, I don't care. RMR, life. RMR, life on block. RMR, life on block. Oh, it's big. Let's fucking go. Why, hello, YouTube. Welcome back. This is BalorMage again with another solo self-found update. We have made some huge upgrades this time. For starters, we did Uber Elder and got our 4th watchstone. So we have unlocked all of the stones now, which led us to not needing to do bossing anytime soon. So even though I've done some huge upgrades, I've actually lowered my damage. My current boss damage is only 4.8 mil instead of the however much we had last time, which was a lot more. But we have upgraded our tankiness and our speed by a decent amount. We've also gotten the barracks respite, and so we have really nice prolift now, because the next thing that I'm chasing after all the upgrades I've already done now is to get my animus stone to get an extra golem so that I can swap out of the clay shaper. So I do plan on getting all the damage back that I had, but for now we've dropped it in favor of a smoother, more tanky and more clear speed oriented sort of spec. So as you can see in the background, this is running really, really well now. All of our maps being 16. We recently unspec'd the stream of consciousness node so that we could go around and put all of our juice into our maps while we're farming up primordial cards. So that's been pretty fun. We have just about run out of juice though, so we've put stream of consciousness back on now, which slowed down our card generation by a little bit. But let's jump into game and show you where we're up to. All right. This is a character now. You can see we have quite a bit more health and energy shield now, which is made us quite a bit tankier. We crafted this, which was a huge tank upgrade. Just for starters, that's a lot of regen. Also, life on block. Unfortunately, we don't have an Aegis Aurora, so this is the best we've got. We also have it with 30% RMR, which let us put in Tempest Shield. And Tempest Shield let us block cap. So we are glancing blow block capped, but we are block capped. We are res capped with a flask up. We are chaos capped as well. No overcap, no suppression, but way tankier than we were last time. We also got our hands on this chest, which is a temporary chest for now because it doesn't have any minion life or plus levels. In an ideal world, I'm probably going to hunt for a Skin of the Lord, Skin of the Loyal style chest and put my golems in it. But for now, this is a really, really nice chest. I think we picked it up from a ritual. And it ended up on. The other thing we got was a fractured flammability on hit ring, which was amazing. For anyone who doesn't know, any of the delve only drop things have a small chance to drop fractured. So this dropped for us in delve, except it was fractured on like a gold ring base or some really horrible base. So I had to try and recombine that over to an amethyst ring. It took 7 tries, but we got there, and now we have a decently well-crafted flammability on hit ring. We dropped our barracks respite, so that's amazing too. What we did notice, you may also notice, we had to drop our Maven boots. The reason for that is the Maven boots were screwing up the barracks respite prolif. Anything that died from the scorch burn explosion wasn't spreading more ignites. So it did lose a 15% scorch in that process, which again lowered our damage quite a bit, but we don't have to do bossing for a little while, so I would rather have all that prolif. We're in solo self-found, so we didn't sell them or get rid of them. I still have them. If I need more boss damage, we could go back to them. But for now, I had this fractured life boots. So I just crafted them with a little bit of life and a little bit of move speed and really juicy dex roll. And then put the implicits on and off we go. I technically don't need any of these resistance, but we might as well have some. I was mostly just after dex so I could lose some nodes and movement speed and the fractured life. You may also notice we spec'd out of Elemental Overload entirely, and also this damage wheel, which is quite a good damage wheel, and also Elemental Overload, quite good. However, I was noticing that during map clear, Elemental Overload was only up maybe 5% of the time. It just doesn't crit enough to stay up. And then even during bossing, it was probably only up 10 to 15% of the time. Its uptime on Elemental Overload was really bad, so I had to make a decision between investing in a little bit more crit or a little bit of crit stuff so that I could have Elemental Overload up enough to be relevant, or just dropping it. And since we got a 9-point large minion jewel, rolled Primordial Bond on it, which is our most important node, I decided to just go into this dual cluster instead. We also changed our small cluster from last time into just a generic RMR jewel because it freed up a little tiny bit of extra mana rather than the determination one. And there's been a small respec, mostly in this area. We don't need this block wheel, which we temporarily had. We've come down and got combat stamina again for some reduced damage from crit, just because more tank is better. I don't like dying while mapping. And we've taken this one block wheel because that's all we needed to cap. So still going fantastic. Farming out our primordial jewels, which is our new thing. We have handed in 3 sets of cards so far. Got 2 eminences and a harmony. So I only need a might to drop, and then I have my anima stone. Might is the rarest, so who knows how much longer that will take. Primordial, however, we have 1 extra card already and 4 of these cards, which give us a corrupted one. I don't think I can use the corrupted ones for the vendor recipe though, so I don't know if it'll be useful to me or not. This is the card we're farming, and we're mainly doing it in Wharf. So most of our stuff is on Wharf. We have a few on Peninsula just to have a change of pace. It also drops it. And because we're done with bossing for now, we have done a pretty big respec on our tree here. I am still collecting bossing maps for later. I would love to take this one, but for now we're not. I decided to spec right into Alva because Alva is insanely useful for any form of quant or div card farming, and I'd say half of the loot in your map entirely, even when you're juicing it, comes just out of the Alvas. So we spec'd into Alvas, and we spec'd into rituals because we need some ritual things and some ritual bases, uniques and such. So we spec'd into all of that. We took ourselves some Flash Breach and some Within Their Grasp because we haven't done those bosses yet, and we need a full set of them. We do also need a full set of the Legion ones to unlock our 5-way map device, but I'm really considering just not doing that because I don't have enough juice to maintain them anyway. So yeah, that's the update. That's where we're up to. This is our path building. Everything ticked the same way as before. We only have 4.8 mil DPS now. I will share that in the comments, description, whatever it is that we share things in. But yeah, it's going quite well. Still quite enjoying it. Not sure whether we roll a second character in solo self-found or not, or whether we go back to Trade League afterwards and make some generic meme builds with, 20 or 30x budgets and see how that goes. But so far I've been really enjoying this. Really enjoying solo self-found. Probably going to play it again. Probably going to go an off-meta build again. It's been super fun. Anyway, that is all I have. That is our update. We'll chuck the Uber Elder fight in afterwards for those people who are interested. And I will see everybody next time. Anything I'm hoping for? Yeah, a watchstone. That's all I need.
Father, no!
A void stone, I guess. Spoil and fester.
Exile, do something! When I'm ready and not before.
Right down the bottom here, please. Oh, no, no, no. Oh. 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 Thought I was going to get this deathless. I really did. I sat up in my chair and everything. Seven, 6. Boop. Ah. Ooh. Hello, friend. I mean, I was only after a watch time, but... And... Meh. I mean, it's usable. Not for me, but it's usable. This, on the other hand, again, not for me, but still pretty good. I'm more happy about the Mark of the Shaper, to be honest. I could see myself using that.